I think if you have complete clarity, you plan too small. I feel like the optometrist, right? Is this better or this better? Tell me, is this better or
see
this better,
more.
right?
I can't see a
All
little.
right. Revenue-wise, what were we at in 2024? What is your revenue goal for 2025? The best thing you got is that you have experience. The best thing you could do when you get in front of them is you can speak the language. The best thing you could do is press on the pain points because you have felt the pain and already come through what they're dealing with right now, right or wrong.
You're right. The current community I have, they're not moving and they know they need it.
So if you know you need new audience, why didn't we reinvest the money we made back in advertising to get new audience?
You told me on stage, Lane, you playing.
And if you keep playing in that pool with them same people, Lane, you're gonna keep getting the same results. What if I told you that 90% of decisions don't matter?
I had the mindset that I was comfortable.
Comfort is the enemy to success in your business.
I've tried everything else. I made a buddy system, a discount.
You don't need a buddy system, you need new buddies.
I'm Lane. My business is Cricket Letter Blanks, and I'm from Meridian, Mississippi. And I help solo entrepreneurs and creatives grow their businesses with confidence through simple systems, hands-on coaching, and marketing strategies.
And just for a recap, Lane was telling us that, hey, was in the creative space, made a pivot. In January, launched a new program that was 8 weeks for $1,497, $1,497. Reshaped that afterwards, right? Had success, but changed it from 8 weeks to 6 weeks, and at the same price point, $1,497, which I like, because now we're talking about, hey, you know what? I'm making the same amount of money in a short amount of time, which means that if I can duplicate that throughout the year, I'll make more money. Like I said, delivering the same thing. And for a lot of you got to think about this. All right, it's not so much about the length of time, it's about what you actually deliver in the transformation. So is it possible for me to deliver that same transformation in a shorter window? If it is, it can work out better for you and better for the client, and it may actually give you a better sales position for the client, because most people want results when? Now. So good stuff, Lane. So with this program, like what was the primary reason you changed it from 8 weeks to 6 weeks?
Because I could teach it and still get the same transformation within a shorter time. I was spending, I broke the program down because what I noticed when I did kick it off, I had people in different areas. And so I said, okay, I'm going to break this up and have a starter program. And then I have the accelerator program. Starter program is just pre-recorded videos. They can pace themselves, do what they want to do. And then with the accelerator program, I said, okay, that's going to be hands-on, high touch. We're going to get it in, have it to where we have the coaching calls and everything, and still get the same results. So I realized that I could do it in less time and still get the transformation that was needed, because I've been on a 15-minute call and got a transformation.
So for the people in the accelerator, like what is that actual transformation? So I start the accelerator, I come in, I'm like, what? And then by the time I finish 6 weeks later, then I'm like, what? Like I go from here to there, like where the two places, where do I start and then where do I finish at?
Right. When you come in, you're probably the one who doesn't have any processes, any system set up, kind of like I was years ago. And you have that clarity gap. Should I say clarity gap? Because a lot of times we think we know what we're doing and we're just doing all the things and don't know. So the clarity is one part of it. You go from feeling overwhelmed to actually knowing what to do and what to put in place to get some of that time back. So the time management piece is a big factor, and the mindset piece. And then the sales and the growth focus, that's something that I'm really focusing on, the transformation. Because what do we want at the end of the day? Sales. We want the transformation, but they also want the sales. And then we want that structure, of course, the structure with the systems and the processes.
Okay. And then the first time you were in the program for 8 weeks, how many people were in the program?
I actually had 2 that signed up. I only had 18 people on the actual call. It was during a master class, during a challenge I had, and I had 18 people on and 2 signed up immediately.
All right. And then the master class you had, how did you promote or market that to get the 18? The 18, was it free or was it paid?
That one was paid. That one was paid. Yes.
How much did they pay to attend?
That one was $229.
All right, so they paid $229 to attend, and then how did you get the 18 people to pay 229? Like, where did they come from? Did you
They
advertise?
came
Was it in the community you already have it on your email list? Like, where'd they come from?
they came from my community, from the community, and then I've been doing challenges and master classes ever since 2020, the end of 22, into 23. So I've already established the value and the proof. So it was already there. So organically, basically, I did run one ad, but I only ran it for a few days just to see what would happen. And I didn't get any signups from it, but all of it was organic. They were from my actual community.
Okay. So one thing I want to share with you, Lane, and for everybody else, right? Like what I consistently see with entrepreneurs, is y'all have a successful track and you got a successful series, right? Where you say like, hey, I'm gonna move people from this thing to this thing. And when you look at it, you say, hey, I moved uh, 18 people to this master class, and out of that master class, 2 people joined my program. That's like an 11% conversion rate, which is decent, right? For what you're doing. So like if I say, hey, I'm convert, 10% of the people out of here, 10, 20%, that's like on average and probably on par for what you would see going from something like that. But the problem is not your conversion inside of the master class. Your problem is what I see most entrepreneurs plagued with is that you don't have enough people to start with in order to actually sell to.
Yes.
So like your conversion rate is fine on the back end, right? If we look at it, like if we look at this, there we go. If we look at this and we say, hey, you know what? Like this is our actual funnel process, and we say the goal is that we got all these people, and I'm drawing these circles, right? They're gonna represent people, y'all. We got all these people at the top of the actual funnel, right? You can see this, right, Lane? And
Yes,
we got
sir.
all these people top of the funnel. And the goal is we want to take these people top of the funnel and then move them down here into money, right? But in order to move them into money, we got to have enough people at the actual top of the funnel. So
Exactly.
if we take those same percentages, and let me see, Lane says she had 18 people. Oh, this is a good conversation. Lane, how much you want to get into this? You want to get into it, or you want to just
Hey, I
skim
want your
around
foot
at the
on my neck.
surface?
I want
All
your foot
right.
on my neck because I'm used to putting my foot on somebody's neck. I
All
want
right, so here we're gonna go, right? You getting the foot to neck treatment tonight, you get other people. So Lane said, hey Lamar, I sold 18 seats at 229 each. So that's like a $4,000 payday on the masterclass, right? All right. Lane out here getting some money. I see you. So $4,000 on that. Then she said, hey, you know what? I sell 2 people into my 1497. Whoops, hold up. Did 229 times 18. That's 4122. And then we did 1497 times 2 is 2994. All right, so that's a total of $7,116. Now, this I want everybody to think about, right? And it's like it's going to stretch some of y'all in some ways. But what if I told you, and I got a training coming next week, my mastermind clients, so I'm doing a training with them all about the fact that we are too hyper focused on this, which is the top of the funnel. Like we just like fixated with the top of the funnel because to us, we think that the money comes out at the top of the funnel, right? So we so into this, like, yo, like I gotta get like my money here. But Lane, how many dollar signs do you see here?
I got glasses on. I see one, don't I?
One, right? You're right. I feel like the optometrist, right? Is this better or this better? Tell me, is this better or
I
or
see
this better,
one.
right?
I can't see a
All
lick.
right. So down here, I don't know if you can see this. How many dollar signs do you
I
see?
see three. I see
Right.
three.
So would you rather have the $1 sign or the $3 signs?
Give me three. I want the $3 signs for 500, Alex.
All right, and there we go, right? So on the Black Alex out here. So when we look at it, right, too many people are focused on, hey, you know what? I want the 229. Or a lot of
Yeah.
times they be 229, they so laser locked in and focused on the 29, right? Like I want to sell like this low dollar thing over and over again. Where I'm saying, like, yo, that ain't the goal. The goal is down here, this 1497 thing. And what I want you to think about is, hey, if you're saying Well, you know what? I did a pretty good job of organically getting people in, and I got 18 people in at 229, right? So that made me $4,122. What I want to stretch your mind around, Lane, is you know what? That $4,122 would have been better served as your ad money. Because now, if nothing
Yeah.
else, you got $4,000 that you can invest into getting in front of more people. I don't know if everybody tracking me or not, right? Let me know down in the comments. But if now we got $4,000, that means we get more people at the top of the funnel. We get more people at the top of the funnel. That means we got more people that can, ascend down to the bottom of the funnel and then are there to actually even hear the big offer. Because the big offer, y'all, is guess what? We make what? The big money.
Right.
But you only get to make big money with your big offer if you got big crowds.
It's true.
Now we cooking, right?
Yeah.
So like we got to get deep on it. So right there, you had built-in ad budget. Like if you had nothing else, you created out of thin air built-in ad budget to say, hey, you know what? I got $4,000 that I can invest, right, into getting me more people to hear the pitch when I pitch at the end of this thing. Now, if I look at it, right, let's say, and I would have no idea like what your cost per lead would be or whatever like that. But let's say we have, I'm just guesstimating, right? Let's say we had $4,000, and let's say it's not even anything like Wolf Craft is normally like it's a lower price per person, but let's say it just average out at $10 per lead. At $10 per lead, if it was a free event, right? Like it might be $10 per lead. That could get Lane like another 400 people registered for a free event, then they actually hear what she got to pitch. Since it's like a paid event, it probably would be higher than that. But no matter what, like the point is, she can get more people on. And the beauty of it is she get more people on. Again, she got more people to pitch to. She got more people to pitch to. Her potential for what she can make on the back end is way bigger. And the back end is where you make your money, y'all.
Right.
So, Lane, let me ask you this. So, revenue-wise, what were we at in 2024?
In 2024, we were at 17. I was at, hold on, I just had it in my hands. And I flipped the page. I was at 17,600 and something dollars. And this year, 2024 was at 20. No, I'm lying. 23 was at 17. 24 was at 26,000.
All right.
And 23 was at 5 because I was just playing around then. I had a 401% increase.
All right. So, and we already right over 7,000 for this year. So you're doing well. So you're moving in the right direction. But let's talk about blowing that all the way up. What is your revenue goal for 2025? By December 31st, 2025, where you want to be at?
Honestly, I want to be right at 100K. I really want to be right at 100K. I'm not dreaming small, but I want 100K. And I know if I hit 100K, the rest is easy.
Okay. So why we want to be right at 100? I was going to leave you alone, but then you threw in I'm not dreaming small. So then I got to ask, so why are we shooting for just at 100K? It sounds like it's something in there.
To be honest, because I love challenging myself, and until I hit my 100K, I'm not satisfied until I hit it. When I hit that 100K, I know the rest is easy, which I know you tell us all the time 100K is easy. But if I hit that 100K, I know the rest is smooth sailing. I'm just being honest because I know me.
Yep. So let me do this, right? So 100K, we take 100K, y'all, just kind of break it down. We take 100K and we divide the price of her product, $14.97, into 100K. That would mean Lane would need to sell 67 people into her product, and that would give her a 100K through the course of the year. So 67 people, that's like the goal and the number we want to hit. Now, if we look at it and we say, all right, it's 52 weeks divided by 6 is the amount of weeks her program is. If she run the program like back to back to back to back, then that would give her that's like 8.6, right? So basically she'd have like 8 times that she could run her program this year if she didn't run it concurrently. And again, right, I feel like I had this conversation at our last hot seat. It is possible for her to run the thing concurrently. Like she could have like, hey, a cohort that meet on Monday nights, and she could have a different one that started 3 weeks later that meet on Wednesday nights, right? And a different one that started 3 weeks later to meet on Saturday, or somebody to meet a Saturday at 9 a.m. and somebody to meet a Saturday at 12 p.m., right? Like all these things are possible. But if we just run one class and we run a one and we stop, right, week one, stop the next one, then we back to 8 weeks. If we do 8 weeks and we need to get 67 people, 67 divided by 8 weeks, roughly that's like 8 to 9 people per class. So Lane, when I tell you like, hey, you know what? Your 100K a year is just based on you getting roughly, right, shooting for 10 people per cohort. How does that make you feel? Make you feel good? Make you feel bad? Make you feel anxious? Make you feel like it's easy, like it's hard? Like what are you thinking?
Being transparent.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's a little bit of a struggle. And the only reason why I say that is because the clarity is not there for me, as far as I got a small gap because of the pivot. And I don't know if I want to, like you said, send all that ad spend towards crafters, or do I want to just leave it at solo entrepreneurs? So that's where my catch is.
What I was starting to say, who the 18 people that showed up?
They were crafters.
So where I would start is where the money already coming from. Now, that don't mean that's where we're going to end up, but I would say, hey, you know what? It's a good indication that these people are willing to pay. And on top of that, you one of them. They are you, right? So when you talk about this, it's a difference if they, go meet, Keisha, and Keisha over there, and Keisha don't know them. But the best thing you got is that you have experience. The best thing you could do when you get in front of them is you can speak the language. The best thing you could do is press on the pain points, because you have felt the pain and already come through what they're dealing with right now, right or wrong.
You're right. And I express that. I use customer language. And this is where I really wanted to dig in with you, is that I'm at a point to where they know they need it, but they won't make that commitment. I even offered them a personal business bestie bundle, like what we spoke about at in January when we were at Game Plan. I said I'm going to try that. And so I said, okay, you can bring a person with you at no cost. And then not only that, we're going to give you a CRM for 6 months at no cost, which was worth a $1,200 value. They know they need it and the language is there, but it seems like, and I know what the problem is. Like you said, I need new eyes, because the current community I have, they're not moving and they know they need it.
Right. So you already said you need what?
New audits. I know this. I've been doing this. I know you told me on stage, Lane, you playing. I know.
So if you know you need new audience, why didn't we reinvest the money we made back in advertising to get new audience, right? It's like two primary ways that's easy for you to get new audience. Number one, you find somebody that already got the audience, you get in front of their people, and you find out what offer you can deliver to them, whether it's content, whether it's money, whether it's cash. Like no matter what it is, like they need something. What can you offer to them in exchange for getting in front of their people? Or you go out and buy access to new people.
Right.
And again, if you didn't have the money already right there, which you may have been, I don't know, but if you didn't have right there, you basically generated from scratch when you sold that $4,000 worth of the masterclass.
Right.
But what I want everybody to think about is when the money comes, how do you reinvest it? Or do you even reinvest? This right here is like a mini version of what I'm teaching my mastermind members next week. Because I got people like, yo, like you run the play, you make the money, but do you reinvest it back into the business?
Right.
And most people have a lack of reinvesting back into the business immediately, so it draws out the actual process. So y'all, hopefully everybody's catching, you're getting value from this, you catch this right, drop a yes or something in the comments. But I want y'all to think about this. Like when we look at it, if Lane say, hey, you know what, like these people aren't buying, then she just need new people. She need more people. Like what I got to realize is that, hey, you know what, in traffic, sales, and profit, probably 90% of the people have never bought anything. Right? Like, what does that look like, y'all? And let's say not 9, let's say 80, right? But if we go to 80, that sounds a whole lot like 80-20. 80-20, Pareto principle, love of vital few, right? 80-20 mean, hey, guess what? 80% of your output, 80% of your money come from 20% of your customers if your business is staggered properly. So in that community, I got a free community because most people never do anything but gravitate towards the free. But out of that free community, right, I want to get the people that's willing to pay something. Then when I find that people's willing to pay something, I want to find that people's willing to pay more. When I find that people's willing to pay more, I want to find that people's willing to pay a lot. So out of that free community, I can send people that pay me $75,000 a year for our collaborative program. Where we taking them to, we just got back from Disney, learning leadership at Disney. Went to Tuck School of Business last year and crafted a personal, private, custom education program for them. We give them the best. This is like a professional, I don't even want to say MBA level because it's better than MBA, right? Then what we can do, where do people come from? Most of them got flushed up out of the free community. But in order for me to do that, I had to have a large free community. In order for me to have a large free community, I had to borrow audience and I had to buy audience because the audience I started out with myself was not big enough. And if you keep playing in that pool with them same people, Lane, you're going to keep getting the same results.
Right. Now, this is where I am. I have money set aside for my ads. I've been saying I'm going to run them ads since January of 2023 when I came to game plan. So don't fuss at me. The problem is, honestly, I don't know if I want to direct that ad spend into advertising to crafters and creatives or just business people. So I don't know if I want to bring them into the craft group or if I want to take them to the other free group I have that I started, which is Personal Business Bestie, because I was realizing those people in my free craft group, they just want to craft, even though they have businesses, LLCs, everything. So I don't know which group to direct them to.
So direct them to the business group.
Because I pivoted.
Direct
okay,
to the
I'm
business
good.
group.
I'm good.
Now what?
I'm good. That means I need to run these ads. I need to run these ads.
Because I'm gonna challenge you here. That could not have been the only thing stopping you from running ads. It's like, hey, I don't know which group to send them to. Now, I'm gonna tell you, it feels like that was a thing, but that was not. Because if you really want to chase this 100K that you're trying to go after, like stuff like that cannot be what stand between you, right? And I'm a position, Lane. I'm gonna challenge you a little bit on this because I face decisions that I gotta make every single day. And what if I told you that 90% of decisions don't matter? Now, for anybody listen, that may sound like, well, of course they matter. Let me tell you, they don't. The most important thing is not you make decision A or B, it's just that you make a decision. Because even if you have made a decision, how long you been going back and forth on this? You've been pondering this? Since when?
Since 2023, January. Me and my besties, I promise, I've been like, I know traffic. I know this.
So for over 2 years, right? I want everybody to get this. For over 2 years, Lane, you like, yo, I haven't run the ads because I don't know what's in this community, that community. Now I know the people in my community ain't trying to buy because most of them are hobbyists, which is totally fine, right? But what you offering ain't for hobbyists. It's for people that's serious about building a business.
Right.
Craft business, another business, a product service don't matter, but you want people serious about building a business. So you saying for 2.5 years, almost, right? The thing stopping you. This sound wild when I'm saying it, don't it? Because it is wild. It sounds wild because it is wild. But for over 2 years, right, you've been saying, hey, I know I need to run ads. I'm not running ads because I don't know which group to send them to. But here's why, this is why I mean, this is the perfect example, y'all. When I say 90% of the time, your decision don't matter. What matters is that you make a decision. Because 2 years ago, well, no, like 2 years in 3 months ago.
I pivoted. That's why I was stuck.
I'm just asking my question. Let me finish, right? 2 years and 3 months ago, if Lane says, hey, I'm going to turn on the gas, I'm going to start advertising, and I'm going to push the people here, she would have more audience. She would have had more money, most likely. But even if it didn't work, she would have already pivoted, y'all, probably in 2023. Probably by the end of 2023, we already pivoted. Now, 2024, all of 2024, we've built and expanded the audience. All of 2024, we've tested out the offers. All of 2024, right? What have we done? We've hardened up the funnel. Right. So now we get to 2025, like everything is optimized. We know who we talking to. We know what we sell, how we sell it, right? We know all that stuff, who we sell it to. Like we got clarity around it. We got clarity not just around the community, but the community is popping by now. The community is full. But we let 2 years sit on a decision. And it was a decision in the end, it didn't matter Because once you make the decision, either way, you're gonna find out if it's right or wrong.
Right.
And,
Like
and
they
this
say,
is
make a
what,
decision. Make
and
a
this is
decision.
what, this is how we get 5-figure lane to be 7-figure lane, right?
Okay.
Right? 5-figure lane is gonna let those decisions cripple. 7-figure lane know that that decision ain't nothing but a first step towards a test. And
Okay.
you don't have to worry. Like, I don't worry about right or wrong answers because it don't matter whether I'm right or wrong. Because if I'm wrong, I'm going to test it, I'm going to find out, and I'm going to get right. Right? I did an interview recently with Vusi Timagwayo. Vusi Timagwayo was asking me about failure. I said, you only fail if you quit.
That's true.
And I'm going to change that, and I'm going to update that right now for y'all. A, you only fail if you quit. B, you only fail if you don't try.
That's true.
So we got to get out of the stage of we not trying and we just implement. Like whenever decision come up, I want you to hear me saying this in your ears, right? I want your ears ringing. Lamar said implement.
Yeah.
I love it. One of my and I talk about him often. One of my former mastermind clients, Dr. Joffrey Mount Varner, ER doc, right? He's an ER doctor, wrote a book called Split Second Decisions. And Dr. Joffrey would always say that, hey, you know what most people don't realize is that no decision is a decision. And basically, 2 years, 3 months ago, you made no decision, which was a decision that you're not going to advertise or run ads, which has held you back, held the business back, and stop you from getting to the people that actually want to pay you money.
Yeah. And I teach that. I literally teach that failure is only feedback and that you just have to just go out there and do it. But I don't know. I guess there is no but. I was just sitting on it saying, okay, I wanted complete clarity before I made a move because I get, like I said, I love challenging myself, but I wanted to make sure that I was moving in the right direction. I didn't want to move. Even if it was wrong, I should have just went ahead and did it anyway. I understand that. So yeah, I understand.
I want to challenge you in this area too. I want to challenge you and everybody that watches this. Here's what I think. I think if you have complete clarity, you plan too small. Because at most times, right, whenever we're growing, I do not have complete clarity. And what I've often seen cripple people is this desire that, hey, you know what? Like, I need to see all the way through the woods. I need to see all the way down the field, right? I need to see all the way down the road. But Lane, y'all ever get fog in Mississippi? Let me know, right? I've been to the Simple, I've been to Jackson, I've been to a couple spots, but I don't know. Do it ever get foggy in parts of Mississippi?
Yes, it does.
So if you're in the car and you're driving in the fog, can you see all the way down the road or just a
No,
little bit in front of you?
just a little bit in front of you.
Just a little bit. Okay, I want to make sure the fog work the same way in Mississippi that it do in Georgia.
The
So
same road. Yes,
if
sir.
you're driving on the road and it's foggy and you can't see all the way down the road where you're going, you can see a couple feet. What do you need to do in order to see the next? Let's say you can see 10 feet in front of you. What do you need to do in order to see the next 10 feet?
Just keep going.
What'd you say, Lane? Hold on. What'd you say? Let's back up, right? So in Mississippi, if I'm on the road and I can't see all the way down the road because it's foggy, I can only see 10 feet in front of me. In order to see the next 10 feet, I got to do what? Just what?
Keep going.
Just keep going. And then when I keep going 10 feet, what am I going to see after that 10 feet?
Just keep going. Another 10 feet.
I'm going to see another 10 feet, y'all. Let me know if y'all getting this. So every 10 feet I go, I'm going to see another 10 feet until I eventually get to the destination. The problem I'm seeing with too many entrepreneurs is they want to see 100 feet. If they don't see 100 feet, they're not moving. But while you're not moving, what is moving is the world all around you. While you're not moving, what's moving is the opportunity. While you're not moving, what's moving is the windows. And the windows are always closing. And if you wait too long, the window's shut. And meanwhile, you see other people that do what you do. You see, meanwhile, other people that come behind you that weren't even doing what you do when you started doing it, right? But they moving further, they moving faster. It is because they going 10 feet at a time while you're trying to see the whole road.
You got me thinking. I be thinking too. I am not an overthinker, but for some reason, I am literally the epitome of throw it, watch the mud run down the wall, and if you don't do what I wanted to do, start over. I did that even when I was promoting professional boxing. I just did it, just jumped out there and did it because I wanted to challenge myself. But for some reason, now that I've pivoted, it's like I'm sitting and I'm thinking and I'm like, okay, make sure you make the right move. Make sure that you XYZ and you say, okay, this is where I need to be. As long as you put me on the road, I know to go forward.
And that's
And
it. We just got to keep going forward. Hey,
yeah,
I wanna, can I challenge you again?
please do. Please
I
do.
feel
I
like
like
you,
to
I
be
keep saying I'm gonna
challenged.
challenge you, right? But y'all
I
like
do.
this. I love about these hot seats. Every hot seat is different. So for some people, it's strategy, but with Lane, it's not strategy. Because I've met Lane in our events before. Lane know the strategy. Lane know the steps. Lane know the things to do. This is more of a mindset conversation about what does it take for
Yeah,
you to actually do it. And when we look, right, like, yo, like I said, again, you ain't gonna see the whole road. All you gotta do is see 10 feet. We're just gonna keep going 10 feet at a time, 10 feet at a time until we get to where we need to get to. But what's stopping you, what's crippling you, right? And what's causing you to have a failure of making a decision is fear. Now, the fear can stem from a million different things. I don't know, right? But what is
right,
fear? But I want you to think about this, right? When you start to feel yourself freeze, what I want you to think about is, am I more afraid of making the wrong step, or am I more afraid of what happens if I don't move forward?
right, right.
And let me ask you this, like what does that look like? If this business does not take off and grow and move and become what you've wanted to become for years, like what does that look like in your life?
With
What do
all
you miss?
transparency, I think that is the problem because I had to change my mindset. When I heard Torian speak and changing the way you think about money, that was one of my problems because I was like, if I have it, I have it. I don't. Because I retire in 3 years. I'm not leaving my job because I retire in 3 years. So I had the mindset that I was comfortable. I was on my thing is I just wanted the transformation for people. And listening to you, you were like, you're not running a nonprofit. From the beginning, you said that. So that stuck with me. So then my mind kind of changed and I was like, okay, Lane, you already have that go getter attitude, but your problem is the way you think about money. So what it looks like for me is if I didn't make it, at least my challenge is to hit that 100K and not only just the money, but to transform somebody's business and make a difference. And I've already done that to an extent, but not to the magnitude I want to do it. So for
Mm.
me, I mean, I would love to sit back and have that freedom, financial freedom. Don't get me wrong, but I have to change the way I think about money. That was my
And,
issue.
and let me go a little bit deeper if I can, right? And this is good because a lot of people, right? Because this is what I assumed it was. This is what I assumed it was, right? What it is what cripples a lot of entrepreneurs. It's probably somebody watching this right now that's in the exact same position, right? And it also cripples people where they're not faced with it now, but then they start to implement the stuff we talk about. They grow and they get faced with it eventually. What is that word you said? Lane said, I am comfortable.
Yeah,
And comfort is the enemy to success in your business.
it is.
And oftentimes we frame it wrong, right? Because we mean like, hey, you know what? I got these financial goals. But for a lot of you, you comfortable where if you don't hit that financial goal in your business, you still all right. You know what I'm saying? Like you still eating, you still, living, you still got a roof over your head, you still, dress the way you want to dress, drive the way you want to drive, you eat the way you want to eat, all those things. But it's the other
Right.
side, right? So for everybody, got to be something that push them. And for Lane, if it's not the money, which I'm totally fine with, it's the other side. Because Lane said, Lamar, I want to transform people's businesses. Well, what if I told you, right, that the people I transform the least, Lane, are the people that pay me the least amount of money? What if I
Yeah.
told you, everybody stick with me, right? This ain't a stick or a gimmick. What if I told you that the people who consume my free information, and I give out a lot of free information.
That's
We've
true.
been dropping a free video on my YouTube channel at Lamar Tyler TV, shameless plug. Right, every single day, Monday through Friday, for the last few weeks. We've been doing like 4 or 5 short form, right, every
Right.
single day on there, right? Like we in the school group, right? Free traffic sales and profit school group every day. It's like a lot of free stuff. But I know for most of the free people, they're never gonna get a real transformation because they haven't invested in
Right.
themselves. Forget investing in me, invest in themselves, which
Right.
means they can take it, leave it, or throw it away. Now, what I seen is our Propel program, they take it more serious than the people in the free program. But because the cost to Propel is not a very deep cost, it's not like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got to make something happen for this, you know, $99 a month or whatever. It's also for a lot of people like, hey, take it or leave it. Hey, I went through the business success path this month. Hey, next month I did, and I get back to it when I get back to it, right? It's like if that 99 hit and they not doing the stuff, it don't really hurt. Now, in our next program, the mastermind, when them monthly payments hit, people be scrambling a little bit. They like, yo, I need to make this make sense. I need to make some money. I need to bring some things in. So at every level to get more serious, the people get more serious about actually doing the work.
Right.
So what you're saying, and I haven't even been in your craft community, but what I can guarantee is no matter how much like game you drop, how much information you share, how many of the steps, most of the people ain't doing the steps that you share.
There you go.
And they're not doing the steps that they share because they don't have an investor's mentality. It's nothing on the line. If they don't do the steps, like what do they lose? Nothing.
Nothing.
So what if I told you charging them people is as much about them getting the transformation as it is about you making the money?
Yeah. And that's the mindset that I adopted last year. So I started back in mid last year after live. I said I'm done, you know, and I'm not going to try to persuade, you know, for something that you know you need already. So I throw the message out there. I even, you know, I watched the one that you had a couple of times about when you're on live, how you do the open loop and how you do everything, and you know, and all that stuff with me. And I watched it a couple of times. So I made up my mind I was not going to do that. I'm done with free. So I don't go live like I used to in my free community. I don't give away a whole lot of stuff free. So what I did was Freebie Friday this past week, and I got 200 new leads. So I'm going to spend my time doing that and getting those leads instead of, like you say, chasing people who really don't want it.
Yeah. So
I've
again,
done my part.
I need you to shift from the $100,000 representing cash in the bank or a new car or clothes or trips or whatever. And I need you to see that $100,000 as lives that have changed, right? If you get that $100,000, how many people I told you? There's 67 people whose lives you changed because you said, Lamar, when I get people in the accelerator, I get results and I transform them.
Right.
You say I can transform in 15 minutes. So when they get 6 weeks of this, and not just me, but they get my Shopify experts, they get my marketing experts. I got a team. When they get 6 weeks of my team, they come out different. It's 67 people this year waiting to come out different. But they only come out different if you show up. And you only show up if you get started.
That's true. And I actually broke that down to where I only needed 25 people for the next, not 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 people for the next 3 quarters because I have that evergreen membership. That's $39 a month. So if I get 40 people in there for the second quarter and then 50 on the third and 60 on the fourth, then I also hit my goal. So I've split it out to where if I can get people over in the evergreen program as well as a low ticket item, then it cuts into that 100K that I'm trying to make.
So let me ask you this then. What are we waiting on to get started?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm okay. I'm on it because I know you're gonna give me a list. I am on it.
I was about to say, so what needs to happen in order for you to run ads? Are you running them? Do you know how to run them? You got somebody else going to run them? Like, what needs to happen in order for you to start advertising?
I have ran them, but no, I want to have someone to actually set it up. I've already reached out. I reached out to Ryan when we had last year. I reached out to him, and I reached out to him again at Game Plan. So I don't know if that's in my budget, but if I have to do what I have to do, then that's me. I do what I have to do. So as long as I know what I need to do, I'm good.
Okay, so we're gonna start advertising. We're gonna get more people in the masterclass, and because we got more people in the masterclass, we're gonna convert more people into the actual accelerator. Oh no, 67 people is the goal, the conservative goal for this year. But then if Lane can upsell them and move them into continuity program membership, it can be down to 25. But at the most, 67 people, right? We're already moving. Lane's already done probably like a quarter of what finished last year at. And again, we're gonna move from this mentality of, hey, I don't want the money to, hey, I got to change lives. In order for me to change lives, I got to collect the money as a
Gotta have
process
it.
to make people do the work, right? Because if they, I'm telling you, if you can get it, you can get that accelerator out for free. This is my last thing I'm wrap on this. Y'all, I have a lot of organizations and groups that we tied into, that we work with, that we consult with, that we advise, that we just share free information with. And the biggest issue with people that provide free courses is that the people they provide free course information with do not show up.
That's true. That's true.
So again, right, it ain't about the money, it's about the transformation. People honor the transformation when they invested in it, and when they got something on the line. And that is what that investment in you is them paying for themselves, investing in themselves, and getting serious about what development look like. You gonna contact and start running ads, we're gonna get people in, and then we're gonna make it happen. How does that sound for you?
Sounds awesome. Because I've tried everything else. I mean, a buddy system, a discount. Well, not a discount, but early bird
Hey, you
special.
don't need a buddy system, you need new buddies. And that's what ads gonna get you, new buddies, right? Like y'all again, and this is, I was repeat
That's so
myself.
true.
Too many people, y'all are like trying to reinvent the wheel, going around and around and around. When like y'all like get off that wheel and get on a new bike. And it's a new bike with new opportunities, will take you to a new path. If you say
Okay.
like, yo, I know these not the people, right? All right, stop fooling. Let's get the new people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Gotcha. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Lane, for coming. I appreciate you. Everybody show Lane some love down in the
Anytime.
chat, please. And then y'all make sure you keep on Lane's neck, keep her accountable. Every time y'all see Lane, y'all see her in the school group. But like I was just about to comment on this, but I just want to know if you ran your ads yet. Because you ain't run your ads, you don't get these comments. I'm not going to boost you up in the leaderboard if you're not working out here to get these new buddies. This we're not going to do.
Let
So
me
Lane,
get
I
'em.
appreciate you. Thank you for being transparent and honest on tonight's hot seat.
Yes, sir.
And thank y'all right again, Propel fam. We're pulling somebody out of Propel every month to do this. If you've not been Propel, make sure you jump in and join. You say like, what's next, right? If you're in Propel, want to get exposed to our TSP Mastermind family, the Mastermind. I answer all their questions every single Wednesday. So I got one of my members, Kiara Sade, down the chat 2 weeks ago. 2 Wednesdays ago, Kiara said, "Hey Lamar, how can I make an extra $10,000 in the next 7 days?" We didn't get it to 10,000, but where we get you to, Shmoney, I think we got the I think it was like 180 something dollars off, I think.
Mm,
We got the 9,800.
wow.
So we ain't get 10,000, y'all. We got like, we're $200 short with a new offer we created for that she launched and made happen. We'll be doing this every single month. So like I said, y'all, we're still working on the process.